It's time for the Ella Johnson Show. Thanks for tuning in to the Ella Johnson Show, where there are two sides to every story. Enjoy the broadcast. Stay tuned. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ella Johnson Show. I am so excited. It's Black History Month. We've been going live every single day here for Black History and celebrating all of our accomplishments. But we've been having some tough conversations as well. Last night, if you tuned into the Ella Johnson Show, we broke it down. We broke down the State of the Union address. That was a conversation. If you missed it, you just gonna have to get it on the replay. But it was a great conversation. But I have a full house tonight. We're gonna have a conversation tonight. Anytime you talk about Malcolm X, you know how that goes. I mean, he was a strong brother, and I think that's the kind of conversation we need to have. If you're watching from Facebook, do me a favor and share the broadcast. I mean, it takes 1 second just to share the broadcast so that people are able to watch this show live right along with you. If you're watching from YouTube, do me a favor while you're there. Please just subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. But I want you to let everybody know if you're watching from YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you are. I am excited that you're here because you could be anywhere else tonight, but you chose to be here with the Ella Johnson Show. Hello, guest. How are y'all?
Stella.
Yeah.
How are you?
And you have
how you doing?
in the house. Blacktopia is in the house, right?
Yes.
I love it. Well, there's nothing like being amongst my people. I'm so excited to have all of you here tonight. But I want to make sure that everybody knows who you are. So I'm going to start with you, little Terry. Y'all know I had to go at him with the shower cap on his head. You know I did. What did you tell me, little Terry?
Hey, man, I'm always up. It's got tricks on my sleeve. I just got my hair pressed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to keep that bad boy nice and neat from this rain.
I love it.
But yeah, I'm little Terry, man. I'm really about the community. I'm a founder of co-founder with my wife, You're in the Crib Foundation, a nonprofit organization. I deal with kids, and I'm also a financial advisor. So I cover a lot in a sense, just a little bit.
Oh, it sounds like it. Well, welcome to the Ella Johnson Show.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, Miss Risa, tell us who you are.
Hi, I'm Risa Huntley. I'm in Toledo, Ohio. Very vocal about our people. I'm probably one of the oldest people on this panel tonight. So Black Panthers and Malcolm and all those people I'm familiar with. I'm very concerned because it seems like our people today, our young people or middle-aged people today aren't getting fed the information they need for us to have a future, and it concerns me. So broadcasts like this prayerfully will quench their thirst. I said that because I saw Jonathan drink something.
Well, you are so needed tonight because that's exactly what we were looking for, Miss Risa. People who are familiar. More familiar with it. So welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Nice to meet you.
All right. Miss Miha, tell everybody who you are.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mia Henry. I'm an actress. I was better known for the movie Finding Inspiration. I'm working on several other projects. We just wrapped up one of my projects, Kev the Imposter. We just finally wrapped that up. Next, I'll be looking at a script for Sarah, a movie called Sarah. We also just wrapped up a movie that I was involved in called 8 Ball. So I've been pretty busy here lately. just thanking God that I'm in an opportunity of people that I really feel the love from. Shout out to Jonathan, 100%. And I just thank you for the opportunity of giving me your time to have me on your show tonight.
Well, welcome, welcome. Where can we find your movies?
Well, I've done Finding Inspiration. You can find it on YouTube under Finding Inspiration.
Okay.
And it was also we after the movie was done, they turned it into a foundation.
Oh,
But
nice.
yes, but the movie Finding Inspiration, you can find it on YouTube. If anybody has a chance or a few minutes to check it out, please check it out. It's a wonderful, great short film. I'm also I'm an advocate for mental health. So I'm a speaker as well on that because that's very, very needed in America today, especially in the Black community and with our males. Um, so that's a strong conversation that always needs to be had in some kind of way.
Absolutely. Well, we want to bring you back for those shows for sure. So thank you and
Yes,
welcome.
ma'am.
Welcome. Jonathan, my friend, tell
Mhm.
everyone who you are.
Oh, yes. I'm Jonathan Coleman with the Media Blast PR, also the creator of Blacktopia. You know, I work with various people from all walks of life. Mia Henry is one of my newest clients. Of course, I've worked with Terry for many years. And Risa, she's one of our respected members in Blacktopia, been in there for years. And of course, I've worked with Ella Johnson in the past. And, you know, we're doing this together now. And yeah, you know, I've plugged myself on many different things, so people watching probably already know. But if you want to get in touch with me and know more, you can reach out to me at info@themediablast.net. If you need more marketing, publicity, PR, all of that stuff, get your name out there. I'll make you have the fire, I'll make you spread. I'm the gasoline. And you can also follow me on Instagram, which is here at the bottom. I believe it's the, yep.
Yeah.
IG at JAYFORNOW. All right.
All right. Well, I love it. Well, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this conversation tonight because I think that you guys all have something really wonderful to add. Now, we are in the final days of Black History Month 2026, but tonight we aren't just looking back at the past with nostalgia. We are looking at it for instructions. Malcolm X told us that the greatest mistake we could make is trying to organize a sleeping people. He knew that before you could have a revolution in the streets, hello, somebody, you have to have a revolution of the mind. He challenged the Negro mindset of his day, a mindset of begging, of seeking permission, of respectability. He told us, simple terms, wake up. But then the Black Panther Party took that awakened mind and gave it a mission. They showed us that a free mind leads to a free community, one that feeds its own children, protects its own streets, and writes its own laws. Yeah, real talk. Malcolm gave us the mind, the Panthers gave us the model, and 2026 is giving us the motive. Do you agree with that? Yes. All right. So, guys, listen. I think the first thing we have to do is understand Malcolm X. Now, Risa, you said that you're very familiar. Tell us when you think of Malcolm X, what do you think of first?
I think that I know he was a revolutionary, definite blessing to our people. God had to create him. The diaspora we went through, coming from being shipped over here and not knowing who we were, whatever, he gave hope. And it was many, many years later, but he began to give us an awareness of how precious we are, how outstanding we are, how we should be so incredibly proud to have been created in the spectrum of colors that we are, and the power that so many don't know that they possess. He urged that, and as he said, by any means necessary. I like
Any
that.
means necessary. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Do you think that he was before his time, Miha? Because he spoke like so wise.
I believe
back
he was.
then.
I really don't believe necessarily he was before his time, but it was there were people before him, but
Right.
they didn't have the push, they didn't have the outlet, and they probably just didn't feel that they had the strength to say what they wanted to
But
say.
Malcolm felt
You
he
know,
had
he
that
was a
to happen.
brave person. He was extraordinary. And a lot of people set back on their laurels. They set back on their beliefs and everything to fit in and fit in whatever. But he gave us a push in the 60s to come out of that cocoon and to
Right.
become embrazened. And we
Mm-hmm.
became threats as we are still today. We're
All right.
threats. People mimic us, people hate us, people patronize us, and they do all of that because they want to be us.
Be us.
And he
Correct.
began
Exactly.
that thought pattern in us to be empowered and to be proud and to say what we need to say because we're only human too. You know, this
That's true.
individual that was bought into office is trying to take all of that away, especially
Oh,
with this
1,000.
Project 2025 mess he got
Oh,
going on. All of it is totally
Hmm.
against the Black Panther Party's ideology and everything else. So, you know, our people, almost 66. Our young people, middle aged people, really need to be more uh, mindful of what's going on because if this individual continues this heretic, uh, ugly regime thing he's got going on, tearing the world apart day by day. I don't know if he gets sleep. We're going to be doomed. But we got to stand up and be powerful. We got to be knowledgeable. Forget that where's the fans at and all that kind of stupid stuff and wonder where's our lives going to be? What's going to happen with our children and our future?
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
yeah.
this individual is snatching it
Hmm.
away right before our eyes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, let me hear from you, Terry. What do you think about Malcolm X? From what you know.
Your
You're
little mic,
muted.
Terry, you muted yourself.
Yeah. When you think about Malcolm X stood on morals. He had standards, but
Yeah.
not only that, he was not he was not afraid to let people know that he was black. And whatever he stood on, he backed up, and he was not scared in a sense. Nowadays, like I mean, I see a lot of people have podcasts and ways to make money and different things of that nature. But my thought was like, okay, in the black community, if we could just come together,
Mm,
as you know, all the podcast hosts that speaks about changing the community and different things of that nature. I'm pretty sure you have like 4 or 5 people that's in the states and cities. Um, let's create our own food banks. You know what I'm saying? Let's create our own marching leaderships. You know what I'm saying? Let's create our own holding ceremonies. It don't necessarily have to be a church. We know churches is business nowadays. You know what I'm saying? They robbing the congregation. That's just my opinion. But when it come down to making a change in the community, it's just time for us to march and show visibility, not just words or just speaking, but more visibility. And I'm one of them. Jonathan Coleman can tell you. I stand on whatever. I'm sitting here with a you know what I'm saying, with a shower cap on. 'Cause I don't care. You feel what I'm
that's
saying? Like a
right.
lot of people cares about what the next person may say or
That's
how they
right.
feel. Like if you think this thing is wrong, you're scared to say it. I'm not. Malcolm X was not afraid
That's
to
right.
speak on things that he felt as though that was not right. And the crazy part was it was black on black majority of the time. You feel what I'm saying? But if you on that side, you put yourself in an unequal situation. And a lot of these, especially in the black community, we are the definition of crab in a barrel because we the ones that holds ourselves back. Our opportunities could be right in front of our face, but we want to be a head up. You feel what I'm saying? Like I put you on, but now you want to put me down to make you look
Yes.
good. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Hmm.
So it
Hmm.
starts. It starts in the black. I promise you, if the black community know the power that they have, the unity
Yes.
that we have. You feel what I'm
Hmm.
Yes.
saying? we get power from the sun. A lot of people don't know that. We electrify from the sun. You feel what I'm saying? So the power that's within, we can literally change. Like if we like, it's just like having a bat and we walking down the street, but then we want to put the bat behind our backs because the police officer approaching us. No, skip all that. If you fight for change, from saying you are not scared to do whatever the consequences is, you're not afraid. And that's what we need to start
Absolutely.
standing for.
I love it.
Oh,
See, I could follow you because
could
I
too.
feel it. Yeah,
Yeah. Can,
I
can
feel it.
let me know when we can elaborate.
No, you can. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sure.
He said exactly. This young man knows exactly what he's talking about. My observation. I told you how old I am. My observation is that we have to love ourselves first, and I don't mean our personal selves. I mean as a people. There is so many discrepancies that we have among ourselves. We have the jealousies as Black people. We have the greed, the you can't know this and can't have this unless this, you're in this clique or you're doing that, and all that kind of stuff. You teach people how to treat you. They're saying, they're meaning anybody that's not Black, seeing how we have no problem calling each other bitches, niggas, all this derogatory stuff. They think it's all right to do it. They think it's okay to do it. But when they see us also fighting among ourselves and arguing, social media is horrible. You know, that's the platform for all ignorance anymore and all evil. And when they see that, they're going to treat us accordingly. But we got to get together and stop being prejudiced within ourselves. And I mean, our skin colors, I've been catching it all my life. I ain't asked to be light complected, but I get a lot of prejudice more from Black people than I do from anybody else.
Oh, yes.
If that was my choice, I'd be just chocolate as my beautiful daughter. But the God didn't make me like that. But we gotta do better about having unity. You can march all day, but that mindset and that heart got to be about doing the right thing and loving each other genuinely. That's what we need to do. We don't have unity. We just don't.
Well, we're going to definitely get into a lot of that during the show, the unity and a plan. But what were you saying, Lil Terry?
No, I just wanted to say this. This is what's crazy. It could be, G's, GDs, game bangers, you know what I'm saying? It could be somebody that want to play hard, or, ops, this op thing, right? You go do a drive-by. You kill the innocent baby, somebody's mother, father, and we attend not to even march for that.
Right.
We don't speak up for that. We don't come together for that. We don't do Black Lives Matter for that. But when a white man, somewhat, kills a Black man, now we want to make a rah, like a big issue out of it, but we're not necessarily going after and cleaning up the mess that we're doing in the Black community. Right. They looking at us as jokes.
That's right.
We're jokes.
We're leftovers.
Now, I want to say this right quick. I didn't. I want to answer the question. Go
ahead, Jonathan.
The panel got to talk. I want to say this too. One of the things, I'm just getting back on Malcolm X right quick and back to this because I want to speak on that too. One thing that I respect about, well, one of the many things I respect about Malcolm X is that I believe us as Black people, a lot of Black people want to integrate and assimilate with white people. And I know we have to share this planet, but we don't have to. We don't need them. We can have everything ourselves. We can keep the money circulating among us. We don't have to keep running to white people for our survival. Because other races of people, they come over here. They come over to the United States, and they act like white people don't exist. There's whole Asian communities. There's whole Hispanic communities that don't even learn English. They feed themselves. They work among. They hire each other. They keep everything. They even have their own banks. They have their own hospitals. Right. They have their own schools. We need that, and we've been in this country. So that's one. That's one of the things that I believe.
Well, let me. Then I want us to get started talking about breaking down Malcolm. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to know, as a panel, do we all agree that it starts at home? We have to start with our children being young, informing them of really what's going on in America. and what's gonna go on in America. If we don't start when they're young and in the home, when they go out, they have no idea what they're doing out here. They're just out here, just following the lead. So my thing is that we have to start this thing at home and educate our children to learn to conform, but also how to live as normal.
Right.
That's not
Absolutely.
the that's I like that you know what I'm saying, that angle, but it's just not gonna do it. Reason being is because you have competition at schools, you have competition on
Right.
social media. You feel what I'm saying? You have competition that's going 2 blocks down. You feel what I'm saying, with their friends. So
Yep.
the opportunity of you, I mean, you could be the best mother. Like, I grew up in a church, but at the end of the day, I was down the street throwing rocks. You feel what I'm saying, at abandoned houses, you feel what I'm saying, or maybe shot a gun or chilling with this person, that person, but
Right.
Mom Dukes ain't doing that.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? So when it
I
comes down
agree.
to, like, it's really about the environment, and I know that we
Environment
got to
needs to
move
be
forward,
exactly.
but
Yeah.
if I know, and I understand poverty is poverty, and in your situation, you can afford what you can afford. But if you know that this is a bad neighborhood, why not fight to leave it? Why claim it? Why say that this is the best that I could do for my kid? You feel
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Well, therefore, if you speak about starting at home, then home needs to be
A
re
comfortable home for a safe place.
Right.
thatched. You feel what I'm saying? So
Right.
That I
don't
agree with
settle
you.
there.
It needs to be a
Right.
safe place.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get into our topic, guys. We're going to talk about Malcolm
Okay.
because Malcolm his teachings were about unbrainwashing us, right? He really wanted us to love ourselves, and he actually said that white people taught us how not to love ourselves with our
Right.
skin and our hair and all of the
Right.
things that God gave us, and we, for whatever reason, have learned. And he just wanted to reprogram us. So before we go any further tonight, I want you to watch this video because Malcolm is going to break it down, and we've all heard this, the house Negro and the field Negro, because this, I think, is where our minds were starting to get shaped, was during slavery. And I think that we've not been able to get as far away from that as we thought. So I want you guys to watch this video so we can kind of hear his voice tell us about the difference between the two.
During slavery, when black people like me talked to the slaves, they didn't kill him. They'd send some old house Negro along behind him to undo what he said. You have to read the history of slavery to understand this. There were two kinds of Negroes. There was that old house Negro and the field Negro. And the house Negro always looked out for his master. When the field Negroes got too much out of line, he held them back in check. He put them back on the plantation. The house Negro could afford to do that because he lived better than the field Negro. He ate better, he dressed better, and he lived in a better house. He lived right up next to his master in the attic or the basement. He ate the same food his master ate and wore his same clothes. And he could talk just like his master, good diction. And he loved his master more than his master loved himself. That's why he didn't want his master hurt. If the master got sick, he'd say, "What's the matter, boss? We sick?" When the master's house caught a fire, he'd try and put the fire out. He didn't want his master's house burned. He never wanted his master's property threatened. And he was more defensive of it than the master was. That was the house Negro. But then you had some field Negroes who lived in huts, had nothing to lose. They wore the worst kind of clothes, they ate the worst food, and they caught hell. They felt the sting of the lash. They hated their master. Oh, yes, they did. If the master got sick, they prayed that the master died. If the master's house caught a fire, they prayed for a strong wind to come along. This was the difference between the two. And today you still have house Negroes and field Negroes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a field Negro.
Wow. So Malcolm is breaking it down for us. What do you guys think about that? Let me start with you, Jonathan. When you see this video and you hear him, he's talking about us. He's not, at this point, he's not talking about white people. That's why I wanted to start with this, because this is where it has to begin. It's right here with us. What do you think about how he separated the two? Was he right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's we're our own worst enemies a lot of the times. Um, there are people like the Candace Owens and the Anton Daniels or the bootlicks for the right wing, and there's also bootlicks on our side. Well, I don't want to say our side because there's, I mean, yeah, not to divide us politically, but even if you vote Democrat, there's some bootlicks on you know on that end. So the House Negro and this, I know they separated them back then. If you were Risa's complexion, you were considered a House Negro, but she's definitely in the field with us, you know, and because of the mindset, you know, not because of the complexion. Now it's because of the mindset and nothing to do with the complexion, because, you know, you see how light skinned Malcolm X is. But a lot of, the separation between the House Negro and the field Negro. The House Negroes are the people who believe that racism don't exist, or black people just need to pull themselves up by the bootstraps and just ignore that there's a system that also keeps us, you know, in this what we're in.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think, Terry?
I never seen that video, and it almost put tears in my eyes because of what I fight for. The crazy part thing is we still have house niggas, but in a different way. And I'm gonna explain it, right? So you got hip hop labels, you have A&Rs, you have scouters, you have everybody that's in a top position that's black people. But when it's time to put your people on, you depend on what they call as white folks. You feel what I'm saying? To give you the okay.
Yep.
Same thing in the neighborhoods. We always say what opportunity we don't have. We always speak about what Donald Trump is going to take away from us, about the welfare system and, you know, the food stamps, and I'm not going to be able to feed my kid if they cut my resources off, right? Not realizing if we create neighborhoods, if we create a community that black people can work together, you feel what I'm saying? It will cut out that mentality of I'm sorry.
Okay.
Can you see me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It touched me to the point to where, like, dang, like, we go into these the game bangers. Like, you got GDs. When I was coming up, GDs and Vice Lords and Bloods, yeah, they did what they did. The same thing when it came down to whatever Martin Luther King was doing. They say that he did violent things. Malcolm X, he did violent things. But at the end of the day, they stood for something. If these gangs come together and police the neighborhoods, police it, save these kids. Hey,
yes, I agree.
I don't think that y'all should end up like me. Pick up a book. You feel what I'm saying? Or put them to work. Have them rake leaves or cut grass. You feel what I'm saying? Like, change the narrative of how we think.
Yes.
But we wanna gatekeep to the point to where, like, if we down, we want the next person to be down.
Be down.
You know what I'm saying? If we doing good, we want to see you. As long as you failing and I'm going up, I'm gonna stay up and I'm gonna spoon feed you. You feel what I'm saying? We are afraid. We are afraid. But the field niggas, that's me. I don't care. I don't have to wait to say, well, I ain't gonna be able to pay my rent if, you know, the welfare get cut off.
Down. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I don't. We need to change that. Same thing with the he spoke about Christianity too. So, and this is my opinion. I don't know about y'all faith, but my opinion is this. when it came down to slaves back in the day, they used to get hung. You feel what I'm saying? They got hung for reading.
Yes.
They got hung for trying to get the knowledge. Just think about this.
Yeah.
The first thing they read was a Bible. The first
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
That was the first thing and they used to see their master go to church. And they used to see their master dance and be happy and be joyful from the field. This is from they're not in the house. And they always wondered, like, why are they so happy? Why are they so cheerful? I want to be like them. And we became that house nigga because we wanted to be. It's just like, man, I could go on and on, but Malcolm X stood for something, stood for change, and he did not care. And it just, man, that video right there was powerful, man.
One thing I will say this. I don't know if you guys saw this today, and this is for my viewers as well.
Ain't that video
today
powerful?
in the news, Vice President Vance made an announcement in Minnesota that, well, you know what? We're going to just withhold Medicaid payments. We're going to withhold Medicaid payments because we're afraid that there's just too much fraud going on. We need to catch up, see what's really going in the system right now. Now, you're going to have people from us that look like us. They're going to fall apart now. We talk about the government, but Malcolm X. Now, let me tell you, this is the part that's going to make us have to touch ourselves a little bit, because Malcolm X was tough on Black people and our mindset. He was tough on us in saying, stop begging. Remember I said in my intro, stop begging. Who do you think he was talking to? He wasn't talking to white people. He was talking to his people. Yeah. So when the government shuts down, it's almost like I'm gonna tell you one thing that really hurt me is when I saw people upset when they were threatening cutting off food stamps. That was the saddest thing for me to watch. Yeah, I don't know about anybody else, but for me, because I felt
I felt the same way, Miss Johnson.
Yeah.
Yes, I felt the same way. It's like you don't know, like your life just stops from that type of government handout that was given, but they got comfortable. Everybody got comfortable with that. And to piggyback off some things that Terry was saying, we just need to learn to stand together. And if we stood together more, we could do more. And our young people would probably learn to try to come together even more if they saw us, the older ones of us, coming together and standing in the grist and behind each other, not being the gatekeepers as he talked about it, and us trying to help each other and everybody get a piece of it.
Yeah.
But we as a people, we won't stick together.
That's right. What Malcolm is saying, guys, in that video is that we need to break that desire to please the oppressor.
Yes.
Okay. So let's go back to the video. I want to definitely make sure we get what we need to get out of this video, because I think that is something that's hard to break. But remember, unless we learn how to do that, we're not going to go any farther.
Oh, yeah.
Because everything we do is going to be based on our mindset. Yeah. And if it's messed
up,
then you're
changing the mindset.
Exactly. Change your mindset,
man.
Change your life.
Change your mindset. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, and that's he said we're a psychological slave, right? Yeah. I mean, he's pretty harsh on us, right, Risa?
Right.
I mean, you know a lot about him. Yeah.
You know what? That harshness is what we need.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm telling you, if we can't be harsh and be real with each other, we cannot be upset when somebody else is trying to do anything. That's bad. The food situation, that was bad. That's bad. But I'm gonna get down to I don't know how to do anything but tell the truth in life. People don't like me, but that's all right. Personally, I know individuals that get thousands of dollars, well, at least quite a bit a month, food assistance because they have a lot of kids. If you're out there buying hot Cheetos and pop and all this junk for your kids instead of your children, I hate the word kids, they're not goats, instead of nutritious food, and then it doesn't cost all that much. If you got 4 or 5 children, you're getting almost $2,000 a month. You're not spending all that money. You're not spending all that in a month's time. You're not doing it. So if you can go out and get your hair done, get your nails done, things like that, and then when you got this this individual in there that hates anybody that don't look like him, he's up to all kind of no goods. If you can't prioritize and use your own common sense to say, look, I'm not getting my hair done, I'm not doing this and that, I'm gonna have to get some money, use this money to get some food, that's a you problem. That's a priority problem. We can't keep putting everything on somebody else when we're not using our common sense. And I really love Malcolm X because he told it like it was. We can't keep being babied. We cannot be pacified. We're an adults. We're supposed to be the ultimate beings. But if we want to continue to be treated like trash and leftovers, additions to life and stuff like that, well, that's on us. Pick up books. Pick up. I know older people. Everybody wants to pick up a laptop or a tablet or something. Pick up that old-fashioned thing that came from trees called paper that made books. And have that intimacy of turning the pages and looking. You're using mostly all of your senses. So you're going to grasp something from it. You don't have any interruptions or nothing. People don't want to pick up books, magazines, or nothing. But then a lot of people don't watch television, but they're mad because they don't know what's going on. So we want to, black people, I hate to say it, rather be entertained and educated.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You know what?
She said a lot. She said
You better say that.
And
I'm just telling the truth. Our priorities are jacked up. Our priorities are jacked up. We are our own worst enemies. White folks can hate each other. I can't stand you, Becky, and kids. F you, Mom. But guess what? They'll gather together against us.
Together and stick together.
And they will have stuff. They not sitting back worrying about food assistance or nothing. Because they got a unification out of this world. We need unity. And it ain't going to be the marching and stuff. Martin Luther King and them did that. It didn't work. Police still breaking in houses and killing people.
And that's what
they shooting our men. They're taking away our black men to stop reproduction. They're trying to make us dinosaurs. They're trying to make us extinct. But we're allowing a lot of it because we won't educate ourselves. We won't invest in ourselves properly.
Definitely.
We don't have our priorities in order.
Oh, yeah.
And I love my people so much, but we got to do better for our future.
Absolutely. And also
we got to.
Exactly. And I also want to add this in there too. When you're talking about the devices and the iPads and the cell phones, people want to use this for entertainment, stuff like that.
Everything.
But they could use it to make money. They need to use these devices to make
money.
That's right. To educate themselves. They could, use the technology to your advantage. If you're going to use it,
absolutely.
Look at TikTok funny videos. Use that to empower. You can use these devices to empower yourself.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, guys. So let's talk about oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought here. Let's talk about Malcolm's political philosophy. Because one thing, just to put a pin in what you guys said there, what Malcolm is basically saying is that stop looking at life through the eyes of our oppressor. We're so busy worrying about that they're affecting what we're doing. And that's not altogether true, guys. The decisions we make are affecting what we do. He was just basically saying, look in the mirror. Okay? Look in the mirror. Now let's talk about his philosophy. Have you guys heard the phrase the ballot, or the bullet?
Yeah.
You heard about that. Now he wasn't just talking about a vote or a gun people, because let me start that. When he talks about the ballot or the bullet, he's not talking about a vote or a gun. He was talking about the ultimatum of a frustrated people. He gave that speech in 1964. And he was speaking to a community of people who they were promised civil rights for a decade with no federal protection to show for it. He's like, you know what? You keep talking about all this. That's why he didn't believe in coming together. He just felt like we should be doing our own thing. And do you guys agree with that? I want to start with that. I really want to know what you guys think. Do you believe that we should have stayed one, or we should have come together, integrated? Which do you think, Miha? I'll start with you. Which do you think would have been better for Black people?
Ooh, that's a good question, Miss Johnson. Thank you. Thank you for sending it to me.
Well, you just look
Sometimes
like you
I
wanted a
think
question. I'm sorry.
sometimes I think it would have been better if we'd have stayed apart. But then I also think that if we would have stuck together and set the boundaries in the ground from the beginning, we could have worked as a people. But I really can't speak on that. I would say I think we would have been better off if we just could have just stayed separate,
Yeah.
you
What do
know.
you think?
And
Yeah. What do
and
you
and
think,
we did.
Jonathan?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
We did
Yeah.
our thing, and they did their thing. But you know, um, I don't know. That's my opinion and how I feel about it. I kind of think I wish we'd have stayed separate, and
Yes.
Okay.
that's my final answer.
That's your
Yes.
final answer. Sticking
That's
to
my
it.
final answer.
What about you, Jonathan? Because I want to hear from everybody. What do you think, Jonathan? Do you think we
Yes. I
should have
feel
stayed
like
together?
I feel like we should have stayed we should have stayed separate instead of integrating with the dominant society. Now that doesn't mean we have to hate white people, or hate all
Right.
white. We can still have our own intact communities and do our thing, just like the immigrants that come over here. They set up
Indeed.
Chinatowns, they set up their own communities, and they act like white people don't exist. We could have just did that too. Just us staying. We could have built Narnia or Wakanda or real Blacktopia in the middle of
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
That's right.
If we didn't have to,
Exactly.
integrate with white people. So yeah, I mean, we got to share this world, but we don't have to. That's what. Yeah.
What do you think, Risa?
Yeah, definitely. We should have been separate. We could have been separate. We could have been a very powerful entity. Sadly, it looks like it's not going to happen. It still goes back to unity, the unification, and willingness to be knowledgeable and to be perseverance, patience, and prayer. I went through something a few years ago with my house, and those 3 P's they were just constant in my psyche. And I noticed that those three words are prevalent in most everything. If you're persevering, if you're patient, and if you're prayerful, a lot of beautiful things can happen. But we have to learn how to have the continuity and the cohesiveness to have everybody like us on board doing this without one person or a few people trying to be the boss and running everything. Everybody should be on the same page. We got to stop with the ego thing too. Oh, I know more than you, or you don't have anything to say, and all like that. Not many other cultures do that. I mean, really. And like Jonathan said, they don't need them. They don't need white folks to be telling them what to do. We have so much. We could be so powerful and so dynamic that we would be the real shot callers. We really could, but we just put brakes and stops on ourselves.
I want
Right.
to address some of the comments, guys, from the audience because they're coming through. So I want to make sure they continue. So I want to address some of them. Crystal says there's no way that Black folks had stayed separate, should have stayed separate. Realistically, look at every place and institution where we are in charge. It's either a shithole or a shit show. What do you guys think about that?
That's brutal.
That's brutal. And,
That's
and you
brutal.
can
But that's what's happening now. That's not talking about Malcolm X.
back
Yeah.
right when
Yeah,
when it
that's
could when
because-
if it would have been started from the ground back then, like Ms. Esther, we're not talking about now. We're talking about back then.
Right.
Had it started back then it would have already been in progress and all for now, and people would have learned to adjust to it and to live by it.
Absolutely.
But we've been made to learn to live by their way or
Program.
his
Yeah.
way. You
Well,
know,
that's what
we're being
Malcolm is
programmed for
talking
that,
about.
and they're scared for
Yeah.
us to get unprogrammed. Because if we
Yeah.
got unprogrammed, then we could really do something.
That's right, Mayor.
Well, that's
That's
what
right.
we're talking about tonight, because we are taking Malcolm's words and we are trying to now try to see if we can unbrainwash ourselves to get to that
Right.
point. Yeah,
It's
that's
the
what we're talking about
mindset.
tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
And all
Now,
these
It
one
goes
thing,
back to the mindset.
let's start talking about his political philosophy. Now, y'all know how we love to just bloke black. Malcolm didn't really believe in that. Okay. He didn't. He was like, look, you just keep giving your vote to people and they're not doing anything for it. I mean, he spoke about it now. This is what the ballot to the bullet was all about. He said that it wasn't about being a loyal Democrat or Republican. He called African Americans political orphans because they gave their vote to a party that took them for granted and were ignored by the party that didn't want them. Now, what he's saying is the ballot must be used as a weapon. If you give your vote away for free, you have no power. He argued that the black vote is the balance of power in America. And I'm glad, because when I saw that, I felt free. Because I said, when I mentioned something like that on the show, it was like, oh, Ella, how could you not be for the black person? I'm saying, I want to know what you're going to do. And I'm going to hold you accountable. And
Right.
if you don't, I'm not voting for you.
Absolutely.
And that's part of the
Exactly.
problem. Because some of these problems we got, guys, they're from people we put in office. Do we agree?
All of them. All of them.
Okay. What do you think, Jonathan? You're quiet up
Well
there.
spoken.
Oh yeah. I'm
Well spoken.
Yeah, I agree, because they're doing that now. We vote Democrat. We all these slogans say vote blue no matter who, and vote left because it's whatever, because it's best, or whatever these slogans are. And I'm not saying we need to join the GOP and vote for Trump, and I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying we need to go right and vote for racist people or anything like that. But a lot of the Democrats don't do right by us, but they want our votes. The only time they want to mention black people is when they need us at the last minute for votes. They don't want to do anything for us. We ask for reparations, or certain groups have asked for reparations. They don't make it happen. We've asked for things for protection, certain bills, certain laws put in place to protect us as far as like the police brutality and things like that.
Right.
And they have not done it.
So when people vote Republican, why do we get mad?
I think that's the brainwashing, because I'm not saying that because I think here's how I feel. I remember you had Sabrina on the other day, and she said it doesn't matter if they Democrat, Republican, Independent. If they're speaking what I'm speaking for, I'll vote for them. And I feel the same way. Although I'm a registered Democrat, even though I think more like a independent a lot of times, if there is a Republican that is speaking my language, they could possibly get my vote. I'm not like so hard on the you see what I'm saying? And Jill
this
Stein.
is a touchy subject, and that's why I wanted to have it with you guys.
Yes,
because you guys are all very experienced and knowledgeable. So I think that this is the type of stuff we need to talk about, because this is what I feel, and this is just me. This is little old me over here in Orlando, Florida. I feel that we are in a very good position to control the House and the Senate. But if we don't get our messaging on point and start getting the people that didn't vote for Democrats, stop alienating them, find out, not be afraid to hear the truth. If somebody's telling you, and that's why the other night, I don't know if you guys watched my show, but I played the video of the grandma who said, Trump is not racist. I don't want to hear anybody talk about it. I said, I'm going to be different. I'm going to play all of it. So I went further in the video, and she said that the reason she went this way is because she didn't get any attention from the Democrats, and we pushed her there. So Democrats, if we want to win the election, we need to stop thinking that we know everything and listen to the people. If there's anybody I want to talk to the people that didn't vote Democrat. That's the only way you're going to know. If we sit around and just praise ourselves and we just voted for ourselves, we're alienating that 5 or 6% more people that voted for Republican. I'm just saying, that's my 2 cents. But I understand what Malcolm was talking about. He says we got this blind loyalty,
Yeah.
right? He said they
Right.
shouldn't get your vote next time. I agree
Right.
with that.
And
Yes,
I
I
agree
also
with that blind loyalty. That blind loyalty. That was a good one, Miss Johnson. I understood that.
and you
Yeah.
know also about Kamala Harris losing the election, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it was necessarily a lot of people voting against Kamala or saying that. I know that people were vocal saying they wouldn't vote for her, but I don't think it had anything to do with sexism or not anything. I don't think that was we did a pie chart. I don't think it was the bigger percentage, but I think a lot of people who would normally vote Democrat wanted Democrats to take an L so that they could see like, hey, you need to do something for your base. If you guys are just winning and we're still getting our asses kicked. If you want to win this election, hey, I'm withdrawing my vote. So, and I just think that Kamala
I wish
Harris,
I could be their publicist. I really wish I could get that job. I would be very brutally honest. And I would
Me too.
have said, Kamala, listen, stop talking about Trump.
yes.
Stop talking
Exactly.
about Trump. It's not
That
about
would have been the
him.
first thing.
Yeah.
And
You
another
need
thing
to
too,
address the needs of your people, or
Yeah.
they're going to turn you off. He's doing it, even though he's lying, but he's doing it.
exactly.
He's doing it.
And another
He's
thing
doing it.
too,
Exactly.
and another
Exactly.
thing with Kamala didn't. I'm not trying to praise Trump, but Trump used the new media. He was on podcasts, he was on blogs, he was talking all these new things. Kamala wanted to talk to the newspaper. Who reads the newspaper? Older people don't even read the newspaper anymore. So it's kind of like,
do they still print newspapers? I was like,
But I didn't even know they still did.
yeah, I know, right?
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I want y'all to look at this comment. Political Bear Nation, who was with me last night. Thank you so much. 50% of the Democrats are now progressives. Yet Democrats keep pandering to centrists. This is a huge problem. What do you guys think about that? Do you agree? Like, why do we have 50% of Democrats that are now progressives? That means they're moving away from the Democrat ideology. They're like, what that means to me is that they're on the verge of probably changing their mind. They're thinking differently.
That's what I'm saying. They're moving over now to the Republican.
There, and you got to catch them before. And people, and I'm telling you, everybody knows who Trump is. We all know. We see it. We hear it. We see the monkey picture. We see all of this stuff. Okay, that's great for about 2 minutes in the conversation. Now let's talk about how we're going to get people to vote. You see what he's trying to do. He is trying to suppress the vote. He's taking us back to that time.
Right.
What are we going to do about it, Black folks? What are we going to do? That's what that's what I want to hear. Right. And so Black people unite is a great deal of Black power. All right. Thank you, guys. I want to make sure I'm getting these comments. They're coming through. They're coming through. Black Democrats pacify Black people into poverty. Oh, now that's deep. What do you guys think about that? Do you agree?
Wow.
I didn't see it. What did they say?
She said Black Democrats pacify Black people into poverty.
That's true. I agree with that.
Black Democrats pacify Black people into poverty. Somewhat true. Kind of what I was saying. People are so hung up on titles.
Right.
In churches, in schools and everything. It can be a bishop it can be a bishop or pastor that's molesting children. It can be a congressman that's out here smoking more, taking more meth and whatever. And just because we got that just because mentality, just because they have this title, we just, they can do no wrong. And just because you're a Democrat, you have to be all right. That's not true. To pacify, I understand. I would say it's more like stagnating, making a person feel that they're dependent on
exactly, and they can't move further.
Yeah, you're dependent on these individuals for your livelihood.
You know, exactly.
Miss Ella, when you were talking, you and Chubby Brown or whatever is talking to the guy about the so-called State of the Union. And we to tell people that you're going to do this, that, and the third because you're this and that, and people believe it without doing their own research, and weighing their own pros and cons and using common sense. That's disparaging. It's really hurting us quite a bit. We want to go by, I don't want to say the word lazy. We're lackadaisical about getting our own information. And so when we can just spontaneously get information, oh, this is going to help us get this, and we'll be able to get food like this, instead of looking at other ways that we can be self-sufficient. And then if things don't fall through, we're upset at the source that we believed in. And the person to blame is yourself. You have to do things on your own. I'm not talking about the bootstrap, that kind of that cliche. I'm talking about just having common sense and making things happen yourself. If y'all only knew my life story, I've never been married. I shouldn't be sitting here, tell you the truth. But God, and He gave me common sense. He gave me the spirit to get out and speak up for myself in a dignified way. I can decipher whatever I speak to anybody. I'm not too good to speak to, if it was the Pope, and I was talked to a pimp. I got murderers that like me. I'm a people person, but I know how to communicate because that's what I am. And I know how to respect what other people say and do. I don't have to like
how
you.
they feel.
I don't have to like what you do, but we're going to have some form of respect. And when people feel respected, they feel like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
Right.
We got to give more respect to have unity. We got to throw all these adjectives out.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you on that.
Quit depending on all that other stuff.
Yeah, it's no respect. Everybody just does whatever they want to. They say anything they want to. They have no boundaries.
Take that word out the dictionary. It don't even matter.
I also want to say this too. You know what she said about black Democrats pacifying us. I don't know. I don't understand why black people, black Democrats, a lot of them feel like you can't be a capitalist too. You know, or, like you could be a Democrat and be about that money too.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
Yeah, that's the kind of Democrat I am. So
me too.
Whatever you call that, that's me.
Okay, Miss Ella. My name up under there too.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm glad we're having a heart-to-heart, guys, because this is how it starts. Because he said that, and this is Malcolm was a realist. This is how he went on talking about the bullet.
Yes.
Remember, from the ballot to the bullet. He said, however, he argued that if the government is unwilling or unable to defend the lives and property of Black people, then those people are within their rights to defend themselves.
That's right.
And people get touched. People get offended when he said that. What do you think about that, Jonathan? Do you agree with what he said?
I apologize. I started reading the comments.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I should have stayed focused.
He argued that if the government is unwilling or unable to defend the lives and property of Black people, then those people are within their rights to defend themselves.
Yes, absolutely. Because if they're not going to,
and that's absolutely true.
Yes, absolutely true. We need to police ourselves. We need to have our own, you know, the Black Panther stuff like that. We need to take care of our communities and not because you see what they do when they come into it. They want to shoot us, and we're the ones that called for them.
Yeah, that's by design. And I want to say here at this point too, guys, I really, really want it. I think it pains me. If people want to vote a certain way, I'm not going to get on a mission to tell people not. You do whatever you want, but just know why you're doing it. Even if you're voting Democrat, know why you're doing it.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
People don't understand that over half of this Project 2025 is completed, guys. And you're like, well, Ella, what does that mean? You will be surprised what you will find that this government is doing behind your back. While we're over here worried about what Nicki Minaj and Cardi B and all these people are doing, they are stripping you of your civil rights. Trump has prioritized that white people get lawsuits now. Yeah, y'all are like, what? But what about civil rights? Boo, he's already gotten that. What are you talking about?
He did.
The education, the Department of Education, he's getting rid of. Well, he can't get rid of the Department of Education. He can if there ain't nobody there to run it.
Yeah.
to run
Well, if
it.
there's nobody there
Exactly.
to run it, then it might as well be.
Right.
It might as well be gone if there's no one there to run. So we have to empower ourselves with the truth, and you have to do that by reading. Get on the. If you're gonna be on your phones, use it for something good. We are
Yes, that
coming into an
knowledge.
Absolutely.
election and hearing
Absolutely.
all these
Knowledge is
same
power.
talking points over
Yes.
and over. The same talking point. I'm like, I'm so drowned in it.
Yeah.
I'm so over it. Right? Are you guys feeling that too, Risa? All of
Yeah.
the
Yes.
talking
I'm,
points.
I'm just so
Yeah.
over it as well myself
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. It's just disparaging how we, like I said, so sad that so many of us black people, so many black people would rather be entertained. We rather watch people fight and pull each other's hair and curse and the nudity and all that kind of stuff, than to find out, are you going to be able to keep your lights on? Are your kids going to grow up and be healthy?
Yeah.
Our priorities are jacked up. And excuse me, everything that the Black Panther Party stood for, this individual, he's just disparaging everything. Everything that has to do with like the free food programs that they organize and all the things that were helping the brown black people. He's taking that stuff away. He's taking these things away. He's taking away our livelihoods. We're not
Yeah.
even considering the people that are mentally um, deficient, people that are spiritually in woe, people that
Yeah.
have so many other things that are disabling their lives and they can't speak up for themselves or anything. They're depending on us that are able-bodied and right-minded to do a lot of things. But there's so many of us that are making the wrong decisions that we're harming them too.
Yeah.
He's setting us up for a fail, and he's got all his minions to do it. And sadly, a lot of them are black too. I know a black individual that voted for him because this person said that they saw things about Kamala Harris, something that she used to do, something with men or some kind of stupid stuff.
Nothing way to
I-
the top. I've heard it all.
yeah. And I thought, you know what? Trump or her? I'll take her for $1 million, Alex.
We gave Trump the
You're
power, though,
listening to
guys.
gossip, but
Yeah.
you're letting this you're letting this
We
clown
gave
in here
him. We gave
that
him the
hates
power.
us. He hates
Yeah,
He
they
probably
gave him
hates
the
his wife.
power.
He hates everybody, and you rather give your vote that people
Yeah.
died for you to be able to do because you heard some about a sister.
Ignorance. That's just plain ignorant.
You
But
listen
guys,
to
I
gossip on the
I
street.
want to talk about this comment right here. Civil rights ain't worth a damn without economic power. So true. And we're going to move into Black Panther Party. The reason they were effective is because they had their own.
That's right.
Mhm.
And
They
that's
had
the
their
truth.
own. And the reason that we have to bow, like now, why people were mad about food stamps, if we had our own money and our own land, you know what they're doing in Africa? They plant their own
Growing
gardens
it.
out there.
Yes.
They
Growing
plant
it.
their own gardens and they go out. They're like, listen,
Exactly.
if you don't want to feed me, fine. We have the means. And so we have gotten so used to being taken care of
Yeah.
that we
Yeah.
don't know what it. I think we're afraid to branch out because when I see people mad that if the government shut down tomorrow, is your rent still going to get paid? Yeah. Are you going
Yeah.
to still?
Mhm.
The answer should be yes. But
That's
when we're
right.
out here
Yes.
fighting, and when Trump and his minions see that, they're like, yeah, we still got them in slavery. This is good.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
controlling.
And
We were making the man leave the household because if you're going to get these benefits, you want these food stamps, you better tell your man kick rocks.
That's
he gotta
right.
go.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
That's
Exactly.
right.
And that's the thing that as a people, like you just said, Miss Ella, when they say about the government shutdown, it's like everybody goes into a panic. I
Yeah.
don't, because as
Me
you
neither.
said, my mortgage is gonna get paid, whether they
Okay.
shut it down or not. And we need to be sufficient as black people to feel comfortable with that.
That's right.
And
Well, let me
and
ask you
not
guys a
feeling like
question.
that it's just no way we're gonna crumble, the family's gonna
Right.
crumble.
Right.
We should know that we have allies out there as a people of us working together in case that
Amen.
did happen.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
So let's move into the
But
Black
like you
Panther
said, you
Party.
have to change your mindset. You have to
Got to.
change your mindset.
Got to.
You have to.
That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Let's move into the plan. So what I started this show talking about was that Malcolm set us up. He said, this is how your mind need to work. Well, there's a group of people that heard that and they're like, you know what? Bet we got it. And that's the Black Panther Party, right? That's the other side of this. They were the bullet in this story. And not because of the fight, but because they refused to be what? Victims.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right.
Oh, we have a victim
That
mindset.
exactly.
They were like, we're not going to be a victims. We don't need the white man for nothing. We feed our own kids. You don't want to feed our kids? We'll feed them ourselves. That's where the
right.
free breakfast plan came.
Mhm.
You know. Now, for those of you that think that the government it came up with that idea, let me just tell you, they didn't. They were jealous. They were jealous because the Black
That's
Panther
right.
Party started it, and it was getting more traction.
Sure
They're
did.
like, oh, we can't let them show us up. We
Right.
got to do this, okay?
You better
These
say
are
it.
Black people, guys, in the 60s that had this mindset
Mm-hmm.
because of
Mhm.
one man, Malcolm X. Now, we wanted to discount him. We wanted to do the pastor's way. No offense to Dr. Martin Luther King, but I'm sorry, I don't think the marches is what did it.
It did.
I
Me
think it
either.
was.
It did. It
He
still
didn't know
don't.
though. He was
It still
trying.
don't.
It really doesn't. I don't.
It doesn't.
I just don't think it works.
It's just
I don't think the
exercise.
margins help
What was
either.
it that really got? I want you
Yeah.
guys. I'm gonna do a test, a civil rights test right here. What was it that really put the civil rights movement in play? What was it? It was two things. We'll say one or two things. What was it, Miha? What do you think it was?
Oh wow, why you come to me, Miss Johnson? That, oh
All
my
right, I'll
goodness.
start with Jonathan. That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, you
sweetie.
caught me off guard with
I
that
thought
one.
I
I'm
that-
can't hear
sorry.
you.
Jonathan.
I believe it was maybe the boycotting, pulling our money out of just pulling our money back.
That's
Doing a
right.
pullback with
Okay.
the money. I think that really put a dent in a lot of things, which made white people go, okay, we need to change something.
They
because
don't
we
need
can't-
us. They
Yeah,
don't
Okay.
need us. is
They
what
really
Keep
said.
don't.
our money though.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, they
Independent
don't need
from
us,
the
but yeah,
system.
yeah.
But what do you think, Risa? What do you think was that thing? Because it
I
wasn't
can
marching,
hardly
it
hear
wasn't
you.
being nice. It was doing this. What
I
was it?
can hardly hear you. What did you say, Miss Ella?
What do you think was the thing that Black people took action on that led to the Civil Rights Act being signed? What were the things that you think helped make that
The
happen?
boycotts.
The
The
boycott.
boycotts. Anything that has to do monetarily with
Yes.
money, because it's universal. If you mess
They
with
all
money
over
in any form, you can tear somebody or something down.
Yes.
Ain't nobody care if you like them or not. But you
That's
fool
right.
with the coins and you got a problem. So when we said um, um, people went and sat in the Woolworth or wherever that was, and when all these different people doing all these rebellious things when they shouldn't have, but it was causing some type of breakdown in revenue for these places,
Mm-hmm.
bothers them, and that wakes them up a little bit. We
Yeah.
got to
So let me ask y'all a
withdraw our
question.
money, but we got to do
Yes.
it in a smart way.
Yeah.
Because and see that now bothers me when they have these let's protest at Christmas time, not go to the stores and stuff like that and all like that.
I'm going
You
all
got
together.
online shopping. They're still making their money.
Yeah.
They're insured. They're
Exactly.
going to get money whether you go to a
Mhm.
store, Target, or whatever. They're
Mhm.
still making money. So just because you don't physically go somewhere and patronize them doesn't mean they're going to. They're not
And he's
missing out
taking
on
money
nothing.
out the prisons too. Listen, I like what Political Bear said. This is very good, guys. I like this. He says the fact that MLK didn't push for economic freedom. He didn't push for economic freedom is what MLK regretted towards the end of his life. Remember, he said, I fear I led my people into a burning building. Yeah.
Right.
That's
Yes.
the mantle Fred Hampton picked up and why
Yeah.
he
Yes.
pushed many progressive policies.
And why
So
he
this
was
is
murdered.
Yes, that's why we chose tonight to go from Malcolm to the Black Panthers, because they picked up the mantle and did exactly what Malcolm X was talking about, this independence. And not only that, but Fred Hampton and Bobby, they were able to bring all the races together.
That's right.
And they were jealous.
Yes,
FBI
they
was like,
did.
how could you be jealous of that? Unity.
Yeah. Well,
They
you know,
were
they
afraid
didn't
of
like
unity.
They didn't. They feared the Black Panther Party, and they were so petty back then that they didn't even like the black berets and their black jackets and their dark. So that wasn't okay. But it's okay to wear white hoods now, or to sit in offices dressed up in your Versace's or whatever you got, and you're married, and you got your girlfriend, and all like that. That's okay. That's okay, but we can't. They're very petty. They were very petty, and it's just this. We're just doing the same thing that we did back then, but it's just in a modern way. And thanks to technology, that's the elevation
They
in
did
what's
so
going on
much
now.
better than we're doing. They did
That's
so
it.
much better.
Yes,
They really did. I'm sorry.
right.
The Black Panther Party, let me tell you guys,
Oh no,
they didn't
I'm
just,
saying they were better back then.
they
Yeah.
were better. 1000%.
Yes.
They didn't just carry guns, guys. Y'all know what else they carried along with them? Law books. Law books. They would stand at a legal distance during police stops and read the officer his own department's regulations, right?
That's
This
beautiful.
was the ballot. That was the backed by the bullet. That was what they did. They
Yeah.
would actually read. And then if they saw a black person would get pulled over, they would get out and they would stand there respectfully and
They sure
read
would.
his constitutional rights.
Yep.
Listen, young man, just
Yep.
understand this, what your right is. But guess what? What was it that they did that really pissed off the government? That made them put a law in place, carrying their guns when a black
Carrying the
man
guns.
carried a gun.
They
Because back
hate
then
that.
they were
Exactly.
carry in California, right? Oh, but no, we can't let these Negroes carry one now. We can't
Mm-mm.
do that. Now we got a law on the books. That was something they had to get rid of. I'm just telling you, I think that Malcolm really set us up. And if there's any teachings, and just like Political Bear said, Malcolm, you remember now, this is new for them. So I'm not going to bash him because he did great things. But what was happening in the movement back then is everybody was getting frustrated because they were still turning the cheek. They were
Yep.
being polite, not getting rattled. They were just trying to do it God's way, and they weren't getting anything. And Malcolm was speaking to that, like, listen, you guys want to get in bed with them, you get what you get. He said, but listen,
Exactly.
now, we love our black people, but you guys are doing this thing wrong. Malcolm definitely did not believe that was working. He felt like we should have stayed by ourselves and that we could have.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Miss
Yeah,
Ella, do you
I
think
agree.
Miss
Yes,
Ella, do
ma'am.
you think that was, oh, I'm sorry. Do you think it was kind of a contradiction? Well, it was in a sense, a contradiction of Malcolm X's his ideology and Martin Luther King's. Martin Luther King's talking about being peaceful and marching and we should overcome, and we haven't done that yet. And Malcolm is talking about, like I said, by any means necessary. So I believe there were people that were confused back then too.
Yeah,
We were
because it was
better. We were
divided,
better
much
off.
like we're confused now. Yeah.
Yes, confused
Yeah,
now.
we're
Yeah.
confused now.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what I agree. We're
Could it be
confused
that we're
now.
looking to a leader and not looking to ourselves? Are we like or Ella Baker? I like her mindset because she was rolling right there with Malcolm. I mean, with
Yeah.
Martin. And she was like, listen, we need to start everybody. This needs to be a collective thing. Stop just looking to Martin. That was where she stood. And I think that's where we're messing up. Everybody's like, well, who's going to step up? Who's going to be it? It starts right here. What we're
It
doing
sure
tonight.
does. It
This is
sure
where it starts.
does.
Grassroots. What I was going to say, what really helped the civil rights movement, yes, it was the boycott, but it was also the grassroots efforts when they went out there and did Bloody Sunday. They had people
Yes.
on their team that made sure the media caught wind of it. Now
Sure
some of them
did.
got beat and everything. It was work, but it was worth it because look what happened.
Right.
They're like, oh no,
Look what
we can't
happened.
let America look like this. No,
That's
people are
right.
watching it. People all over the country are seeing it. No, we can't. They didn't like the way it looked, and that's the same thing they're doing now. That's
Yeah.
why they're trying to get rid of all of our slavery exhibits and all of this stuff. Oh no, change the
Isn't that
wording.
something?
Change the
Yeah.
I
wording.
know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't celebrate
Oh,
Juneteenth. We
now-
don't want everybody to know that y'all were free and we held you back
Right.
for 2 more years. Oh no, don't tell nobody that. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
It's so
But do
ugly.
you
Yeah.
do you
It's
think that
ugly.
they're actually going to be able to remove all of that history?
Yeah.
He's trying to do it, but you know what? I see little but just like last week I was working and watching the soaps, and here he comes interrupting, babbling with his babbling and sounding stupid. And he's upset because of the tariffs, because Congress didn't agree with some of the tariff cuts or whatever that he made and stuff like.
I
He
mean-
went on and on for about 40 some minutes, wasting time like a little whiny little brat. Oh yeah, they don't know what they're doing and stuff. And his conversations he has with himself, answering himself and stuff, is like. But anyway, he gets upset and has hissy fits, and then on the same token tries to be like Hitler or somebody. Which identity are you? You know, and it's just so sad that
Yeah.
I'm not going. Jonathan told me I'm gonna stop myself because
Do what you
No,
do,
sorry,
Panther.
don't stop yourself, Jonathan. Why
Do
you
it.
tell her to stop herself? She doesn't
I
know.
did
Stop
not.
herself.
he told me to say what was on my heart. I think that this individual is Antichrist. I think
do
that
too.
yeah, I
Yes.
do. He's a demon.
I do too.
He's pulling strings. Elon Musk bought his way into there. Then their little marriage broke up. Elon quit him. He's not my friend anymore. And now he's kind of lost. He's trying to every nation, no country, no leaders like this individual. I don't believe he likes himself, and personally, I don't believe he's going to last 4 years.
Right.
I don't
I
wish
agree with you
anything. I don't
on-
wish
on
nothing
that.
bad on him. I don't
Yeah.
wish nothing bad on him. But I'll say this: I know better people than him that have had a hard time and had hard things
I
happen
agree
to
with
them.
you on that. I
Something
think that
gonna
he's so
happen.
bad that he doesn't even like himself.
He don't. He don't like. How
I do.
could
I
you
believe that
like
he just
yourself
don't
and you're
even like
ignorant?
himself.
He's ignorant. He's a racist. He's
Yes.
basically a pedophile.
Well, you bring Trump
He's
up, and
definitely a
people just get
cheater.
triggered, boy.
You know, I don't know where his wife came from while he telling everybody to go back to their countries. JD
What
Vance
about
is,
her?
yeah, his
You need to go
What do you
too.
guys,
his
what do you guys
little
feel
boots
about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
JD
y'all
Vance
You
feel
need
about
to go
that?
too then.
He's
What do you guys-
he
Yeah.
needs to go back. You know,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
he needs Ice to be Ice baby and come get them too. You know, but this
Exactly.
idiot ain't gonna keep going. He can't keep doing like this. He's not.
Yeah. Somebody gonna stop him.
Everybody. Well,
Okay.
I don't wish nothing bad, but I believe that his health. He's almost 80. He's 79 years old.
Yeah.
So
I
his
want to
faculties
keep
are
talking
kind of
about I want to keep
his
talking about
faculties are
Malcolm.
shaking.
Yeah, because I could care less about Trump. I
I know
promise
what you
I could
mean.
care less.
Girl, no.
I can't. So Malcolm was assassinated by his own culture. What do y'all think about that? His
Yep.
own, you know, it be your own people. You know, that's
Yeah.
how
It's
it is.
always
Okay.
it's always your own people. And that's
But
the
it's-
problem. That's our biggest problem right
That's
there,
the
as I
still
see it.
Negro and
We're
the-
always
our
against
people.
each other. Yeah, we're always against each other. And we never try to come together. But to me, it's that nasty word called jealousy. That
It sure
jealousy
is.
to where we can never come together as a whole because of that jealousy.
It's
Or
the problem, Mia.
can't have more than me.
Can't look,
can't-
can't dress different.
And
Right.
also want to add
Yeah,
this to it,
nothing.
too.
Petty.
And I also want to add this to it too, like with the crabs in the barrel mentality, it becomes like a cycle because
Yes.
I've had this kind of thing happen to me where I've helped people. Y'all know, y'all see what I do, but outside of the business that I do, I also just help people, give them a leg up, you know, little things that would just propel other people. When they get up there, Jonathan didn't do shit. I'm all kind of motherfucker. I apologize.
Right.
I'm all kind of
Yeah.
nasty stuff, but I helped
yeah.
you. And then it makes me go, you develop some type of PTSD from it. You're like, oh, I don't want to give them too much because then they're gonna shit on me or they're gonna
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad.
It's
sad when we get like that.
Yeah,
it's us
But
not
guys,
wanting to stick with each other.
Yeah, I want to talk about, because I want to pull up some of these comments. This is very true right here. Martin Luther King did eventually push for economic empowerment. Remember when he said that if they don't like what you're standing for, don't shop in their places. Don't go anywhere where you're not respected. He did, and then he was murdered, right? And then he also spoke out against the war and all stuff like that. But this is what we have to realize in this country. And I wish we could get this. I really do before it's too late. I wish we could understand that when you think about Nat Turner wanted to read. Nat Turner led his people. They just start killing people. Y'all know the story about Nat.
Yeah.
But in the end, they were upset. Yeah, they were mad that he killed some people, but oh well, they got paid. The state paid them for all the damage done. But they were more pissed because the people unified. Think about it.
Abolitionist.
We can't let y'all read together. We can't let you congregate to church together. They were more upset about that. He picked up a book. That book was more important to them than the axe that he used to kill people.
Yeah.
Think about it. And we sit around here and don't take advantage of the opportunities we have to learn and make a difference. And I'm talking about the grown folks, because if you got a kid that's walking around with $200 shoes on right now and he can hardly read, shame on you.
Yeah.
Even if he can read.
You know, Miss Ella, you know what? I know you all have heard that. And you know, I'm old. I got to get back to old again. But my parents, my mother was a special ed teacher for many, many years. She taught me when I was a little girl. She heard it said before her. They said that if you ever want to hide something from a black person, put it in a book.
That's right.
Ain't that sad?
And that's sad.
We don't want to pick up no books.
Sad but true. That's true. Sad, but it's true.
It's true. Put it in a book. Put it in a book.
And
they know it, and they use it against us.
They are
every time.
They are winning against us.
Yes.
But this is the thing. Just like when we go to church, y'all know when we go to church. How many times have y'all heard this? I'm gonna get a little country now because I am a country girl. So I'm gonna get country and get real with y'all. Girl, you know, church was something today. Really? Well, what did he talk about? I don't know, child, but they got the hollering up in there and passing out entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment. That's what I said.
Yep. We may still die and go to hell, but we had fun.
We had fun.
Exactly.
Where did that come from?
Yeah,
that mindset. These are the mindsets
we're
talking about.
Yeah. That mindset is that mindset. It's the mindset is the key to the whole thing. If we don't change our mindset as a people, then we won't grow. We're not gonna grow.
We're not going to.
Exactly.
We're not gonna grow.
And you know what? I believe a lot of our preachers and leaders sometimes they enable us. They say feel good things. They say stuff that that sounds good, and it doesn't. It's not good for us, you know.
Because they're caught up emotionally in what's going on.
Why
they're not listening?
Why don't we, as Black people, because they would put me out of a lot of churches, because I want to die and go to heaven. I'm not trying to sit around here and know that the pastor's over here touching little girls, but we gonna keep that hush hush because he is the pastor. God said, "Now you don't question the man of God," but he's raping people. He's taking their innocence.
But you don't have to congregate with them either.
It's the title thing.
You don't have to congregate with them.
It's that title thing. People
but you don't have to congregate with them. You know.
But then nothing. No, I want to call you
boundaries.
Out. No, exactly. I'm not going to come here and just talk about it on the show while this girl is getting raped. If you've ever been raped, you probably know what she's going through. No, I don't care if you're a minister. I don't care that you think you got the cross and the collar and all that stuff.
That's right.
Not everybody was called. And we have allowed so much in our communities because of this loyalty to this religion.
Absolutely.
This religion. Because everybody in the robe ain't for Jesus. And that's the thing that now they've made it out of a business. So everybody with a robe on ain't Jesus and they don't need to be following because I don't know who they lead.
That's right, Mia. You got to watch who you following. Because
you have to watch who you follow because you don't know where they lead you.
Don't know who they following. And they could be following somebody and you like a bunch of ducks, just keep on and fall into the water. If you fall in there, you can't swim.
And you know why? Because somebody else said they were good or somebody else said this. And when you know in your heart that what they're talking about is not what God really said, but you sit up there and listen anyway. Yeah. I don't know how people do that, how they just pretend
Right.
not to know what was
Right.
said by God and what stands. His word never changes.
Never.
Never changes.
So
We
let me
have
ask you
a
Never.
guys.
herd. We have
Yeah.
a herd mentality.
Yes.
We have a
Exactly.
herd mentality.
I'm old school as
We
well.
follow.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys listen? Do you agree with this statement from Malcolm? He says, we're not outnumbered. We are out organized.
Yes.
Out
Yes.
organized.
Yep.
We're out organized because
Yep.
we're definitely not outnumbered.
We're not. That's right, Mia.
We're definitely unorganized. That's
So you're
true, Miss
telling
Ellie.
me that
Yes.
with the number of people that we have, we could really take over and make a difference if we could organize.
Yeah.
Yes,
That would
ma'am.
So what
benefit
do we
every
need to do
race.
differently? What do we need to do differently? I'm talking about black folks. What do black people need to do differently? Let's take each area. Let's start
Okay.
with the church. What do we need to do differently there? One at a time. The church. What do we need to do? If anything.
Stop. My thing is just keep in mind that that's a person up there and that's not God. So stop praising him like he is the Almighty God.
Yes.
Because that's not what it's about in the first place. It's not about praising him. That figure that's up in the pulpit is what you're being fed. And that's
Yes,
what you have to be
right.
careful with, is what you're letting people feed into your spirit, into
Absolutely.
your world. You know, you need to be
Absolutely.
aware of that because everybody's not speaking good.
How many of you live in a community where blacks own the grocery store? Raise your hand.
So
My cousins used to have one, and it survived. It was
She's reaching,
great
boy.
for
She's
years,
like,
but
well,
that was back in the day.
yeah.
Back in
this
the day.
is real though, guys. I'm at. What about a beauty supply store?
Oh yeah,
Live
yeah.
in a
We have
community?
we have pals. Yeah, been around
Now-
for decades. Yeah.
Now, McDonald's, I have a lot of McDonald's that are owned by black people. You know, the
And
black
Yeah, I do some.
franchises. Yeah,
We used
I
to.
do, but you're right, especially about the hair supply stores. You know, how many are really owned by black people?
Not
You
many.
know,
And you go
And
not
how
in them,
many
many.
and
are
most
in
of
there
them,
every
There's
week?
some Africans.
most of them don't even have beauty supplies because I'm a cosmetologist. I was, and a lot of other things in that field. But to go in a beauty supply store these days, they have mostly hair that you can buy. They have all the hair accessories and stuff that black women and like to wear. They don't
Why do
have
you
as
think that?
many products.
For our
Now in
hair.
piles they do, but most of these Asian and Arab ones, they fill in their pockets off
Exactly.
We're
of
filling their
people
pockets.
not feeding their kids.
We're filling their plate. Let's be correct.
We're
are
filling their
pockets.
pockets.
That's what I'm.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. They're filling
Yeah.
their pockets off of us. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But just as a people, do you all feel sometimes that when we patronize our black people and their businesses, we don't get the same either treatment that we would if we went to the white establishment or maybe another race of establishment? That seems to be the problem in our community. We just can't get it right with that sometimes. Not all of us, but just sometimes. You just don't get that A1 service, I'll say.
So let me ask you this then.
Sometimes.
I'm going to answer your question with another question. Let's think
Yes,
about
ma'am.
Tulsa, the Tulsa Greenwood district, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Y'all remember Greenwood? Because we had a lot of Black Wall Streets all over this country.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't just there. We had a lot of places. What was the difference between them and the Black community today? I'm going to start with you, Jonathan. Just give a couple things. What's the difference?
The difference between them, I mean, the difference between then and now is they kept the money circulating. We had our own stuff. We had it kept the money circulating.
Economic
Nowadays,
power. Okay.
Yes. Nowadays we want to go to Walmart and all this, shop on Amazon. But back then we bought from each other,
Right.
Yes.
What else? What else, Risa? What else do you remember about Tulsa?
Absolutely. I believe that too, that we, it was It was more of, hey, we got to take care of each other, and we've got to keep this money in our community. And we're going to have bake sales. We're going to have talent shows. We're going to have fashion shows. We're going to do this. We're going to do that and make this money to help our establishments that we're utilizing and that we need instead of going outside. We used to thrive. I was born in 1960. I watched it for years. That kind of thing that had us making money and keeping it in our communities doesn't happen anymore. It's just so sad. That was a lifetime or two away,
And
it's just so sad.
They didn't have any.
We're transparent in a negative way.
Yes, they didn't have any homeless people. They had
no, sure didn't.
Banks.
Oh my, Miss Ella, do you know? I'm glad you said that. When I was growing up, I don't remember homeless people. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Me neither.
I was born in 68 and I don't know about I just don't remember any homeless people.
I didn't know nothing about it. I didn't know nothing about people not having a home. Everybody
I never knew about people not having a home either and living on the street. Never.
Do you guys think that one of the prices that Black people have to pay if someone has an opportunity to get in office and do great and make good, do you think they'll take that and try to bring along their people? Or do you think they're getting it because they won't?
It seems like the people that are in office now it seems like they're not going to help us because it just
exactly
right.
You know, now I know
it's not everybody. It's not everybody. So let me my disclaimer. It's not everybody.
Right.
You're
right. It's not everybody.
Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure there's a hidden gem in different parts of the country that could do right by us, but it seems like the popular ones. Now, you know Tariq Nasheed, right? He likes to refer to some of the immigrants as they call them tethers and all the stuff like that. And it's a lot of Africans and Haitians that come over here and they just take dumps on Black people that are here in this country. That are born to this land, you know, and it seems like a lot of them are getting the positions, the political positions, people from other countries, Africans and
Somalians.
Yes. And when they get in there, even if they're Democrat, they get in there and be like, man, F them. they're already saying it. You know, they try to block us from getting reparations, any kind of initiatives to help Black people. They don't want to get involved, but they want to help the LGBT community. They want to help these other disenfranchised groups. And I'm not saying they can't get their stuff, but we need to be helping Black people. This is what it's about. Us, you know.
So let me ask you another question. A lot of you here, I'm not just going to call her out right now, but I'm just doing a test. How many of you love Jasmine Crockett and you think that she is amazing and she's doing wonderful things? Raise your hand.
You want me to raise it?
I really want the truth. I'm trying to do something here. How many of you see her and you really want to see her win and you're a big fan and you just you believe in what she's doing? Raise your hand if you are that person.
To an extent, I love her bravery. I love her bravery.
My next question is, what is she promoting for you? For us?
Bravery. Speaking up. I mean, but how far does that go?
No, I'm not trying to put her on the spot. I'm just trying to do a test here. What? Because I want to know if we're listening for the right stuff. And this is part of the problem in the Black community, I feel. Nobody can answer that question. The same way we go to church and don't know what the pastor talked about.
Right.
I feel good. I even gave my light bill, girl. Really? Well, your light's going to be off tomorrow. I hope the Lord led you to do that. You know what I'm saying? We get caught up in stuff.
Right.
I'm not, because I like Jasmine and I love her bravery, like you said, her courage to stand up. But what does she stand for? I want one of you to tell me that. Yes.
I think I'm gonna say this. I'm somebody that I really people make a big deal about, especially Black people. And I'm never been a fan is Oprah Winfrey. She's one person. I remember when she had her show when I was a little girl. it seems like everybody she had on the show or everybody that she promoted or won anything were white. Oprah is the type of individual that I think has a puppet kind of mentality. She's made it. Who is she helping? What's she doing for us? Everybody's looking at the prestige and the just because she's this and she pulled herself up from what she went through in childhood and all like that. People
What do we
worship
want
her.
her to do
I
for
don't
us?
see it. I just ain't
what do
feeling
we-
her.
What do we want her to do for us?
She can do
Oprah.
what she wants, but I don't see her as being an example of anybody that's exemplary or a big asset or representative of Black people. I don't see it. She's not. It's just something about her. I don't see what the big woohoo is about her, other than what she, just because somebody has money and a dress and their name is out there doesn't make them good or make what they're doing good. If you see these programs are being demolished and hurting the people that look like you, and you're not doing nothing that everybody knows that you're doing something for. Nobody sees that you're doing anything for them. What are you doing?
So are we selective about who we expect from? Because there are a lot of African Americans that are wealthy today. And we could just call out a whole bunch of them, 50 Cent, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
What are they doing? I mean, they probably give to
A
organizations.
lot of them.
I'm sure.
But
Yeah.
you know what I want to say, since I want to add to that is like, look at all these Black athletes. They need to just get their stuff together and make their own league instead of trying
Thank you.
Or even like the Black movie stars make their own Hollywood, their own studios instead of trying to get work. And that's when I get that money, it's gonna be Blacktopia for real because I'm working on it.
Yeah, and they can incorporate their family members and friends. They have the educations or experiences that it takes to form these companies and these corporations and stuff. But where's our mindset? It's that I have it. I'm not sharing. I'm jealous. I made mine and you get yours. That kind of mentality is holding us back. We are our own worst enemies.
Right, because the other people, they help each other. They help them get business started, or help them send them to school, or help them do anything. But it's just like we, as a people, we just cannot get it together to want to help each other and do it in a sense of, I did it to help you, not I did it because now when you get it, I'm gonna want something back from you. Right, I'm gonna want you to remember I did it. Why can't we just do things for each other? Right. Because that's just the good that we should be doing, because the other people, they're doing it. That's how they stay ahead of us all the time. Because we will not stick with each other.
Okay, let's look
we
at this.
We have to outsource a lot of times to get what we really need. And that's crazy when everything we need is in our circle. But we got the gatekeepers that we talk about
this. Well, who should be talking about this? We're talking about it, and it's a great conversation. But who should be having this conversation, or who we should be?
A lot more than us.
The people with the power.
A lot more than us.
Miss Ella, you have a wonderful platform, and platforms. People like you that are bringing this to attention needs to be multiplied like a million times. You are so bomb. You are so incredibly, you are a queen. And what you're doing and what you're allowing us to do, I've never met you before, but and vice versa. You're going on the strength of Jonathan. I've never met that Queen Mia down there. We just formed a beautiful friendship. Because we're having an adult conversation. If this type of thing happened on a regular, with lots of people, maybe we could do a little better. But it doesn't have to be, I know you and I'll talk. But if I don't know them, I ain't messing with them. We got that mentality too.
You know what, Ellen, I want to add to this. When I booked the guests, booked the panel, I did it by design. It wasn't I just put a bunch of random people on here.
It's beautiful. It's
this person
beautiful.
gonna work with if they talk, it's gonna get something going. If these two people talk, it's going. I knew it. I knew
Yes,
it.
exactly. But
So-
I want to address this political bear because you said black people need to get together, have their own league. He says I disagree with them having their own football league. The XFL has billions and can't survive, but many do have their own off-season programs for black youth. A lot of the athletes do. So that's good. That's good. I want to see, this is what I would love to see, like black people buying a lot of land up. Just buy up a lot of land and just start building
And
all these black
investing.
communities all over the country. Black Wall Streets.
And
Put
investing.
airports in there, hangars in there, schools, banks, construction companies.
Yes.
So that nobody is without. Everybody
That's
has
right.
a roof over their head. The schools, guys, if you look at how they went to school back in the days, they just so immaculate. I mean, they just didn't. It was totally different.
We didn't have
So this
these
is the kind of
problems.
stuff
That's right, Miss. You sure didn't.
we
Yes.
We
must
didn't
help
have these
ourselves
problems.
first.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely, we
Yeah.
should help ourselves first. 1000%. I'm
Yeah,
gonna make sure I
exactly.
get a lot of the comments, guys. Let's get some of these comments that are coming through. Blacks do not go vote. Oh my goodness, that is so true.
It's
Blacks do
sad.
not vote. It is sad, and a lot of people sit it out. But listen, this is the part of our strategy too. So I blame the strategists who are these people that are getting paid all this money to tell them what they should be doing. But then you have somebody like me. I'm like, listen, I am paying attention to people. You have to be able to be a people reader to be able to be a good people leader. You have to be able to. Yes, you have to. And if you don't know how to do that, Christopher, thank you, Christopher, for coming back. Many people have a selfish mentality. Absolutely. Crystal says, Black people will ridicule you and shit on your dreams. Then when you reach a level of success, they want you to feel obligated to give them what you have.
Yeah.
Oh,
Amen.
what y'all think about
And
that?
that's true. That's true. And that's what I was speaking on earlier, that if sometimes you have these people that if they help you pick up a penny, boy, if you find $1, they right there.
You're right there.
You know, they right there if you find $1. You know, to me, I just believe in just helping because you can. You know,
Because your
why
heart
does it
says do
always
it.
right? Why did it always have to be some type of quarry behind it? You know, like I try to just think of knowledge is power. The more you learn, the more powerful you can be out here.
Well,
But you
and you
have
have
to
to
be
share
willing
it.
to listen.
The more money
Share
you have is
knowledge.
power.
Yes.
Yeah. Knowledge and no action, knowledge with no money, that's not real power. Because I can
That's
have all
right.
the knowledge in the world, but if I
That's
can't
right.
move and shake some things, it's useless. It's just caught up in my head.
You're
nothing.
right.
We need to be able to
You're
put
right.
that money to work.
Yes.
And that's
To work.
use the knowledge.
Exactly. If
That's
you
right.
don't know how to put it to work,
That's right.
that's again, like you said, Miss Ella, that mindset. You have to change your mindset.
Yes.
So I want us to start trying to wrap it up, guys. And I don't know if people know this. I just want to make sure that people understand. Malcolm X, do you know how he became such a good speaker? Because he was a very good speaker. I mean, I could listen to him for hours, and I do listen to
Me
him for
too.
hours. You know why? Because when he was in prison, he was on the debate team. He debated a lot. That's one thing. He also took the entire dictionary and rewrote it. That's why he has such an expanded vocabulary. Y'all
I
know
read
that?
the dictionary too.
In prison, he did that. And he was just, people were just back then, they were tired, but they did something about it. We are tired and we just talk about it.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Exactly, Miss Ella. That's the
Nobody
truth.
wants to lose what they have.
Have
They didn't care
to speak
about
up.
losing.
Exactly. Nobody wants to speak up and ruffle the feathers a little bit if they feel like it's gonna rain on their parade.
Right.
Now I want to talk some about the Black Panthers because we're almost out of here, guys. We're like right there because I'm gonna get through all my notes tonight. Tonight I'm getting through all of it because it's so important. Black Panthers, they also, did you guys know that they set up clinics in storefronts and trailers? They were the first organization in the U.S. to do mass testing for sickle cell anemia. When the medical establishment refused to acknowledge it.
That's
They
right.
didn't wait for the government. They didn't wait for anybody to give them the okay. They did it themselves.
They did themselves. I love them. I love
I
them.
love that.
With these healthcare disparities that we're dealing with and the closing of hospitals, how do we rebuild our own community? Like, are we in a position that if the government says, well, we're not giving you guys Medicaid like Vice President did today, are we ready to deal with something like that? Or are we going to have to sit around and beg, like Malcolm X said? Is there somebody that can step up and say, you know what, keep your money, bro. We don't need it. Is there anybody that could do that? Real talk.
There's lots of them that can, but
They won't.
not going to do it.
It's
This
not
is
going.
why
They're
we have
not
to
going to do it.
unbrainwash people. We have
Yeah.
to unbrainwash people just like Malcolm.
That's right.
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly. You know, and I want to say that too, just to add on to what you're saying, a lot of my clients, I'm not going to call anyone out. There's nobody on this panel. So, we'll let you know that, but some of my clients in the past, now, I have Blacktopia, and a lot of the media outlets that I cooperate with are mostly Black owned, or they're Black hosts and Black media personalities and things like that. I have clients that'll say things like, hey, Jay, man, that's cool that you got that, you got me on this blog and blah, blah, blah. But can you get me on the white people stuff? Does it have to be? And I have those connections and I do it, but it hurts my heart to hear them say that. Like they act like it's not, it doesn't mean anything if it's not on a platform where white people are supporting. It's like, this is where you need to be. This is where your people are. This is where, the blacktopia.orgs, the Miss Ella Johnsons, all the media people, the new Black media,
because we've been brainwashed the other way around. We've been brainwashed.
Yeah.
And like you said, our mindset has to change. And like you said, Jonathan, everything we need is right here on the Miss Ella show.
Yes.
Guys, I want y'all to address this. It's a character issue. Black people love to cherry pick the I have a dream speech. They like to talk about not being judged by the color of their skin, but they never address the lack of character. Ooh.
Right.
I love it. I think out of the box as you. Salute.
Character is everything. That's your individual you. Anybody can see you. You can look at something and not see it. So they're looking at us and they just see blackness. Until we do take the stance to start speaking up or using our ingenuity or common sense or whatever, our character is kind of questionable. So that's part of our identity, I think. I mean, a person of good character.
I ask you guys, I wasn't trying to make a spectacle of Jasmine because I love her. I was trying to show you how little we know about what she wants.
I understand. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a problem. So moving forward, that needs to be what we talk about more than we talk about Trump. Talk about Cardi B, Nick. I don't care about them. We need to empower our own people if we want to win.
Sure do. We sure do.
One thing, there's a quote that I like, and it says, "It's a shame to have sight and no vision."
Amen.
Yep.
That's right.
That's right.
Y'all will get that one tomorrow, man. It's a shame to have sight. I'm tired of saying bring Baywatch. That is played out. Okay. I'm saying that because this is part of what Malcolm was talking about.
Yes.
So anyway, so I want us to try to get down to the net notes and bolts of this, because I'm getting us to the other side. Malcolm talking about unity now. I want to show guys this. Hold on one second, because this is what I want to end our show with tonight. All right.
We believe that separation is the best way and the only sensible way, not integration. And but on the other hand, when we see our people being brutalized by white bigots, white racists, we think that they are foolish to allow themselves to be beaten and brutalized and do nothing whatsoever to protect themselves. They are foolish. They should have the right
to defend themselves against any attack made against them by anyone. If a dog is biting a black man, the black man should kill the dog. Whether the dog is a police dog, a hound dog, or any kind of dog. If a dog is sick on a black man, when that black man is doing nothing but trying to take advantage of what the government says is supposed to be his, then that black man should kill that dog or any two-legged dog who sicks the dog on him.
Should other black men help that particular person who was attacked?
I think you'll find, sir, that there will come a time when black people wake up and become intellectually independent enough to think for themselves, as other humans are intellectually independent enough to think for themselves. Then the black man will think like a black man, and he will feel for other black people. And this new thinking and feeling will cause black people to stick together. And then at that point, you'll have a situation where when you attack one black man, you are attacking all black men. And this type of black thinking will cause all black people to stick together. And this type of thinking also will bring an end to the brutality inflicted upon black people by white people. And it is the only thing that will bring an end to it. No federal court, state court, or city court will bring an end to it. It's something that the black man has to bring an end to himself.
Minister Malcolm.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
I don't know.
Mm. Mm.
I
He hit that.
One thing that stuck out is when it said the brutalized, bigoted white people. We face brutalities within our own homes when we are allowing men or women that we don't know to live with us because our pleasures come before our protection. When we are raising children that are being harmed or seeing too much, and they go out in society and they take that built up anger from living like that out into society and killing people and using drugs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. A lot of times we're the bigoted people. It's not about the color then, it's about the establishment. Like you said, Mia, it all starts at home. Well, if you're bringing up people, black children, young adults, into an environment that is detrimental to them, and they go out and they're not exposed to anything positive, they're going to take that and it's going to be ugly. It's not going to be beneficial. And exactly. We're allowing that. So we can't say white folks doing that to us when we're choosing selfishness and our pleasures over the future of our young people. Oh, and it's happening a lot. We're looking at the news. And another thing I'm gonna say, it happens right here. I'm on the news station here. Something happened to a white woman. It's in the news forever. Somebody was found dead. Have been missing for years. That's all we're seeing. Somebody black end up missing here. Oh, you might see it and you might not. Just another gone nigga.
So you know what we do?
Kind of thing. We
Stop
have
watching their stations.
No, it's all over. Toledo is not just Toledo, America. We are missing left and right, and nobody cares about us being missing. Yeah, nobody cares if we're found. Nobody's putting it out there because they don't care. Just get rid of them. We don't want them anyway. And it's so incredibly saddening.
It really
that
is.
It's being allowed. It's being allowed. It's okay.
So I want to acknowledge
the biggest when we don't make them pay attention that we care about our people that are missing and being trafficked and our organs and stuff being stolen on our bodies and we're thrown into the lake and all like this. We're a problem.
Yeah.
So what I want us to start thinking of, we talked about the problem. We need to talk about the solutions.
Solution.
Do we agree? We need to talk about that more. And if we don't know what they are, then we need to figure that out. That needs to
Right.
become our narrative, not the victim mentality, not
Mm-hmm.
that they're not doing for us, but we need to talk about, so what? We're going to do it for ourselves. We're going to,
Yep.
Right. So
Martin Luther
where do we
King
go from
gave
here?
us the roadmap. These guys
Right.
gave us the roadmap for what we could do. I like what Sabrina
Exactly.
says here. She says the intellectually independent thinking, people that think for themselves. That's a
Got
missing
to.
puzzle piece,
Got
she
to.
said. Yeah.
Got to.
So, guys, we're going to go through a few things and then we're going to get out of here. I want to talk about what Malcolm says about how we unify, because this is what the part of the program that we got to get to. I don't want to end it without just talking about the problems and then we never offer solutions. So, one of the things
Okay.
that he says that we have to understand that the primary goal was divide and conquer. We got that. He argued that as long as Black people were split by religion, class, or shade, they will remain powerless. See, we over here having these classism, sexism, all these kind of wars amongst ourselves, and we it's like we can't get to the root of the problem. We're worrying about the
Right.
wrong stuff. He says we need more light about each other. Light creates
Absolutely.
understanding. Understanding creates love. Love creates patience, and patience creates unity. A man who
Yes.
stands for
Exactly.
nothing
Amen.
will fall for anything. If we don't stand together, we will
Yep.
fall separately.
Well, that's right.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Malcolm also gave some advice about how to unite. So I want us to think about this, meditate on this, let God use you, because you may have the answer. You may know someone who can get us to this place. The
Yeah.
purpose of this is not for me to get on here and talk. I am praying and believing in God for this show to produce results. It
Yes.
has to yield results because I was
Yes.
led by
Yes.
God to do it. Because I was going to talk about something else today, right? Jonathan, me and you just decided today. I was
Yes.
like, yeah, you can get some people. Yeah. I'll say, what are we going to talk about? Because I do this day by day. And I was talking about something else because I was talking to Miss Sabrina. We were going to do a different show. But I woke up this morning with a sense of purpose in my spirit.
Yes.
And I am just believing that there's someone watching this show that can say, hey, look, I have the money. Let's get together and let's find a way that we can start. But Black people now, once God opens that door, we can't keep making excuses.
That's
Yes.
right.
Not to
Can't
go
keep
through
making
it.
That's
excuses.
right.
Exactly.
Okay, you have to
I
squash
agree.
that.
I agree with
We
that.
can make excuses all day, but we can't allow ourselves to get so far that we blaming everybody for where we are in life, because not
And
everybody is
and
there.
That's
right.
right.
Because
That's what I
Not
we
said.
have
everybody
to
is there.
take it. We
Can't
have to
do it.
take some accountability
Got to be
to where we
accountable.
are as
That's
a
right.
people. We have to take some of the accountability. We
Yep.
can't blame it all on the other people or anybody else. We have to learn to take accountability for what we're not doing as a community.
Speak,
We
preach,
have
Miha.
to.
Say
Yes.
it, Pastor. Okay,
Don't
I'm
pass the
ready to
plate.
pass the collection plate, girl.
That's what I
All
said.
right,
Don't pass the plate now.
pass the plate, right? Malcolm's
Honey,
most
let them use
practical,
you. Let them use
Malcolm,
you.
Malcolm's advice on how to unite was about putting aside labels to focus on the common enemy. In his message to the grassroots speech that he did in 1963, he gave the blueprint. He said, "You don't catch hell because you're a Baptist, and
That's
you
right.
don't catch hell because you're a Methodist. You catch hell because you're a Black man. You catch hell. All of
Yep.
us catch hell for the
That's right.
same reason."
Yes.
What
So
he
why we
said.
out here fighting each other?
Yeah.
Because what
Exactly.
is that saying? You may be a house Negro or field Negro, but to them, you just a slave. You're still a slave. Doesn't matter.
Still just a
Still a
Negro.
slave.
He
Yes.
said, focus on the shared experience of being Black in America rather than religious or political differences.
Mhm.
He said that you and I are both bleeding. This is very good, guys. I want y'all to listen to this. I need the lights to say amen in a minute. He
Yeah.
said, if you and I are both bleeding, we shouldn't be fighting each other about whose blood is redder. We should be stopping the person who cut
That's right.
us.
Yes.
That's right.
Think about
That's
that.
right.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
That's right.
On economic unity, this is what he said, because we need it all. Remember, we said civil rights. If you don't have any economic power, you ain't really got no civil rights.
Sure
Okay.
don't.
He
Mhm.
taught that the community must control its own economy to be respected.
Right.
Now that means we can't go over here and go to the mall and give them all our money. It doesn't mean we have to go and get all these expensive cars because it's got a label on it with these people that don't even
And
want their
clothes.
clothes on black folks. We can't have economic power if we're giving it all away. It
Right.
has to stay in our
Exactly.
community. He says the economic philosophy of black nationalism only means that we should own and operate and control the economy of our community.
Absolutely. That's right. Yeah.
Now that's
But we
powerful right
leave our
there.
community to go spend our money.
That's
We
right.
leave the community.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
He says, I got a strategy for y'all. Thank you, Malcolm X. Malcolm X is in the building tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
Yes, he is.
you know I'll fall out of this chair, Malcolm. If I were to hear a spirit or something here, y'all be like, Lord, Miss Ellen fell off the bus, dude. Yeah.
Mhm.
He said, keep your dollars circulating within black business. He
That's
argued
right.
that a Negro who takes his paycheck out of the community and spends it at a store owned by someone who doesn't live there is committing economic suicide. He gave us the
Ooh.
blueprint, guys.
Yes.
Yes,
Gave
he
us the
did.
blueprint. So I hope that you guys learned something tonight from this broadcast. I hope that it has inspired us to Crystal said, and the person cutting you looks like you. And that's unfortunately, guys, we don't like to hear it, but I really want to. One day I will have a show, and it's going to be a hard one to have because I'm going to have to sit here and listen to African Americans speak back to me and tell me why they don't want nothing to do with black folks. Because you know there are people out there like that. Y'all know that.
Oh,
Yes.
yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yes.
it is. And that's sad.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
That's
But
sad.
the reason I want to have that person here is because we need to listen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we need
Just
some
like we
open
needed to
dialogue
listen
with
to
that.
that
Knew it.
grandma, because everybody cuts it off after she says Trump is racist. Trump ain't racist. I don't want to hear, and everybody shut her down. I said, no, I want to hear it all.
I want to hear it too.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she told us the reason was because he listened.
Yeah.
He listened. He doesn't care. I hope she knows that. He doesn't give a squat
Yeah.
about you or your son.
Right. Right.
But he listened. He played the game.
But he listened.
Play the game. That's
And
right.
that's what he's probably
Right,
voting
play the
for.
game.
So I just hope that you guys got something out of this broadcast tonight. I know I have.
I did.
I did too. It was enlightening.
I
So
did.
glad.
So enlightening and powerful for me.
It
Thank
was
you, Miss Ella,
beautiful.
for having me on your show. I really, really
Yes.
appreciate it. Kudos, Jonathan. Kudos to you for even getting me on this panel. I'm really glad you did. I've learned a lot here tonight, and I thank all of you.
Ditto. Ditto. I love you
Absolutely.
all.
I am so glad. I am so glad. That's my light saying it is time to go. My
Black
light says
power.
Okay.
Black power. That was right on time,
All
right?
right.
That's
All
right.
right, guys. Well, I want you guys, thank you all so much for tuning into the Ella Johnson Show. I appreciate you for your comments and being involved. It really, really keeps the show going. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
I will be back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, I'm just interviewing Mark Cummings Sr. Jonathan set that one up as well. And he's going to be here tomorrow night. He's making movies and everything. And I just want to definitely give him his flowers. And that's all going down here tomorrow night on a Friday night here on the Ella
Be
Johnson
watching.
Show for Black
Yes.
History. Make sure you
I'll
guys
be
do.
watching.
But
Yeah.
we will
Okay.
see you next time. You guys have a great evening. Thank you to my guest, Terry, Lil Terry. Sorry you weren't able to join us, but to get back with us. But we appreciate you for being here. You guys have a great evening,
You
and
too.
we'll see
Okay.
you next time. Good night.
Love you.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Ella Johnson Show. We'll see you next time.
We are supporters of the Ella Johnson Show. We live in South Korea. We have been watching Ella Johnson Show for like a year now. And we love her show. Her show is very inspirational, motivational, and educational.
If you would like to be a guest on the Ella Johnson Show, send an email to theellajohnsonshow@gmail.com or send a text message to 407-334-6997.
of Ella Johnson Show.